that information just don't have. The detectives obviously are working on that information and trying to locate him at this point.
Are you looking to speak with him in order to lead to someone else, or is this the person that you want to talk to primarily?
You know, as I said, this is an ongoing investigation. I don't know what the detectives' motives are for speaking with him at this point. All I can say to you is that we want to get his information out there because we want to make an effort to try to locate him so we can find out more information about what happened earlier this morning.
How did you guys exactly land on him?
Through a series of leads and a series of investigative tips and some of the things the investigators have been doing have led us to believe he's somebody that we need to speak with in regards to the incidents that occurred this morning.
Do you have any sense of what may have inspired this?
At this point, I don't want to speculate. I will let the detectives do their job, and they're working very hard and diligently to find out what happened. Hopefully, we'll get some answers once we locate him and speak with him, and the detectives complete their investigation.
You know, to your question, Dan, I think you know that oftentimes with these investigations, we don't figure out what a motive is until we get done. And then there's times that we can't make sense of what their motive is, or they don't even share that with us. So we're not even anywhere close to that, and we may never actually know what motivated this act.
What do you know about his background, just in general?
Not a lot. I mean, just basically what I shared with you is what the detectives have given us. They think he's got information, like Sergeant Underwood said, that's critical to us closing this case out. We want to find him. As we noted in the press release, there's a possibility that he's armed and would be dangerous. We don't want anybody to approach him if they see him. If they do, just call 911.
We've heard he might be ex-military. Do you know?
No, I don't know that part either.
Could you confirm date of birth?
It was in 1970.
And to clarify, you do believe that he's in like the Des Moines metro area?
We don't know where he's at. If we knew where he's at, we'd go grab him.
Or okay, so
Yeah, we don't know. No, we've sent this information out about this incident across the nation. You know, clearly there's a threat to police officers. It's definitely not something we thought was going to happen here. So we've shared this with everybody that we can share it with.
We're asking the public to remain vigilant and to obviously call 911 or the information that we've provided you guys to provide to the public to assist us in trying to locate him so we can hopefully answer some more of these questions you guys have asked us.
Can you go through again what each department is doing out of the ordinary to protect officers today to ensure their safety?
I think the only step that we've taken that's different from our day-to-day business is that we've partnered our officers up. Obviously, you know, there's safety in numbers. So we've partnered everybody up today. Kind of decreases our presence as we spread out through the city, but we're going to be able to cover calls for service, provide the service that we typically do.
And then the law enforcement community is very tight-knit. We have a lot of agencies assisting us as well, providing more enforcement support in our community, not only for our officers, but for our citizens, just to make everybody feel safe, including the officers at this time.
For those of us that missed that press conference this morning, can you go through what happened this morning, the timeline, the scenario, please?
Sure. It was just after 1 o'clock this morning. The Urbandale, well, it's Westcom is the dispatch center that provides communication services for the Urbandale Police Department. They received calls on shots being fired in the area of 70th and Aurora. The first officers that arrived in that area found a police officer in a vehicle, his patrol car, that he'd been shot and he was dead. Naturally, we called in all of our resources to help the Urbandale police out. We had officers just saturate the area, looking to see if we could figure out what happened or who might be involved. One of those officers came across the Des Moines police officer who was in his car at an intersection, and he also had been shot. He was transported to Methodist Hospital here in Des Moines, and that's where he died.
Do you know if the Des Moines police officer was shot first or second?
The assumption is second. There's some things on calls that we're looking at, but he went to that area to help after the first call in Urbandale.
Do you know how much time was in between those two shootings?
Just about 20 minutes. 20 minutes and just a little bit more, 2 miles, almost 3 miles between the two scenes.
Was that suspect seen in between those shootings, do you know?
We don't know that yet. We're gathering surveillance video from all the local businesses that we can get. Going door to door. I mean, we're talking about 1:30 in the morning, about between 1 and 1:30 in the morning. So finding eyewitnesses is going to be difficult.
Can I have your name, please?
Yeah, it's Paul Parizek. P-A-R-I-Z-E-K.
And the officer?
Chad Underwood, just like it sounds.
Thank you.
Do you have any sense of what kind of weaponry was used in the attacks?
Yeah, we do, but we can't.
Well, from a, not to press, but from a public safety standpoint, is there anything that would be obvious that people should look for?
Mr. Green.
This is a bit, question, and I apologize maybe for my ignorance. What kind of protection is in the windows of police cars? Are they bulletproof to a certain extent or anything like that?
Tempered glass, just like the car you drive.
Is there anything you can tell us about the officers?
Not yet.
We're working on getting that information out to you. When we've made proper notifications, we will release that information to you.
We got some families spread out around the state.
Do we now know if there was a camera or a body camera on the scene of either one of these incidents?
We're still working the scene, so whatever evidence we gather there probably hasn't even made it back here yet.
I don't think anybody who is not a police officer can quite understand what you're going through right now. What are you feeling right now, especially this is the third loss for the Des Moines Police Department this year.
It's, imagine that you lost a friend or family member. I mean, that's the only way you can describe it. Very helpless feeling at times, but the sorrow that comes with it is just as if you lost someone close to you. I mean, these were our friends. They are our coworkers. We've discussed at length at times. The family of law enforcement. Like Sergeant Underwood just said, we're a very tight-knit community. Des Moines is not a big city. We all know each other. So, I mean, we're heartbroken. I mean, I don't know what else to put it. There's just really no words at times like this.
Do you wanna? This is the first loss in the line of duty for the Urbandale Police Department.
That I'm aware of. I'd have to go back to the archives to see if there was one prior to this, but words can't describe the pain that a lot of our agency is feeling, and our community.
Maybe anything else?
Do you know when you'll have another update?
Well, we originally shot for 10 o'clock. We might be a little closer to lunch hour. What works best with you guys in your broadcast at noon? Whatever input you got, let me know.
We have an 11.
You want to go? Does 11 work? Okay. If we've got something to share, and I expect at that time we might be in a position to release the officers' names, we'll shoot for 11, but we will notify you well an hour in advance. Does that work?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.